Hi, my name is Morgan Baker, and I was able to carry out my fieldwork placement at First Steps Wellness Center. In this video, you will see me working with one of the clients I had the pleasure of participating in exercise therapy with over the semester. To begin each session, I perform ANSR with a client. This stands for Active Nervous System Recruitment. The purpose of ANSR is to try and reactivate an unresponsive nervous system. This is done by performing numerous repetitions of either assisted or resisted range of motion exercises. ANSR can also be used as a tool to build strength, increase muscle fiber recruitment, as well as teach clients to limit or control their spasms, create and foster muscle synergy, and retrain their motor cortex to perform smooth, voluntary movements. While working with my client, we begin with stretching out her hamstring and then work through assisted range of motion, where I look for her to trigger the movement with her core. I do this with both legs, however, for video length reasons, I will only be showing work with her left leg. Following the hamstring work, we move to assisted abduction and adduction, as you can see here. Again, I am looking for her to trigger the movement with her core as I use the verbal stimulus go to trigger her to start the movement. In addition to the verbal stimulus, I have my hand placed around the back of her ankle, whereas normally I'd have it placed at the bottom of her heel, applying pressure through her leg to act as a proprioceptive stimulus as well. Following abduction and adduction, I flex my client's knee and hip joints not quite to 90 degrees, as her left hip tends to pop out if flexed too significantly. From this position, after stretching, I perform circumduction, both clockwise and counterclockwise. This is a passive movement as I'm just trying to loosen the joint and increase her range of motion. This also is a great stretch for her quadriceps. Following circumduction of the hip joint, I work with the client through abduction and adduction from flexed hip and knee position as opposed to straight leg, which we did earlier. Again, the client is contracting her core to stimulate the movement as I passively move her leg. Here I am applying pressure through her heel for better proprioception. Here you can see I am moving my client's foot and ankle joint to increase her range of motion through inversion, eversion, plantar flexion, and dorsiflexion. This stretches her calves, helps improve circulation, as well as improves her range of motion of the ankle joint. Although these seem like tiny movements, it's very important not to forget them. There are many benefits, as well as you want to make sure you reach every muscle group in the lower legs when performing ANSR. Following ANSR, we move into upper body exercises. The client and I discussed her goals prior to working together and thought that splitting her hour of exercise therapy into segments that include ANSR, upper body exercises, and core exercises would be the best plan to tackle her personal goals. Each session, I try to introduce my client to different upper body and core exercises to provide diverse therapy. Here we are practicing a row with a wooden dowel. My client is wearing what is called active hands, which are gloves that hold her hands in place around the dowel, assisting her with the grip. I am there to assist with the movement, and once the client becomes comfortable, I can provide resistance if I feel as though the exercise is too easy. Following rows, we move into a pull down with the dowel. My client's left side is more affected than her right. I try to provide equal resistance to trigger both sides to perform the movement. For both upper body exercises, we perform 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Following upper body exercises, my client and I move into core exercises. During this session, we are working on balance while seated without any support. She uses her core to hold herself in the seated position. To increase the difficulty, my client practices lifting and lowering her hand. After performing 10 to 12 reps, my client practices lowering and lifting her other hand. Following the balance work, my client requested to work on core rotations. This exercise works on her core as she is stabilizing herself upright while twisting, as well as works to improve her circulation and range of motion. I am acting as a guide for her shoulders through the twisting motion, as well as an extra support to ensure that my client feels safe. Both of the core exercises we worked on in this session provide very useful and practical applications for my client, as they both will help her in numerous daily activities. As you have seen throughout this video, I have had an amazing opportunity to gain hands-on experience at First Steps Wellness Center. I would like to thank everyone I had the pleasure to meet and work with, as well as my fellow fieldwork students for the amazing semester and for helping me set up equipment and shoot this video. So thank you, Liam Schwartz and Scott Fingira.